So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. There is no excuse for crime or taking to crime. Nonetheless, we have seen people who were pushed into crime due to lack and need, hunger, poverty, desperation to survive. And then there is the other set of people who embrace crime not out of necessity, but due to the excitement of it and the thrill of living outside the rules. Now, while survival may explain certain choices, now I did not say excuse it, I said explain it. I have tried but haven't found the explanation for those who become addicted to chaos and criminal mischief just for the thrill of it. Blessing Okoro, also known as Blessing CEO, getting into trouble with the law is not new. Remember that we first had that Onyeze case around 2019. On her 30th birthday, Blessing took to social media, posting this huge mansion claiming to be its owner. She was arrested for impersonation. It took a retraction statement and a shameful public apology for her to be let off that hook. And then the late Bimbo's case came around 2022 when this lady died in the heat of an altercation with her husband. The woman's family was alleging domestic violence. Blessing, claiming to be the man's therapist, inserted herself fully into the whole drama, heaping very heavy allegations on the late woman, claiming that the late woman is not only suicidal, but was violent and wanted to die.
Bimbo have always wanted to die. From the beginning of the story, yes, she has always wanted to die. But the fact that maybe she wants to take the man along with her.
The late woman's family filed a petition with the police, and Blessing was charged with 6 counts of cyberbullying and related offenses. She spent 3 weeks in police custody. In 2023, Blessing took to social media to publicly call out and drag billionaire singer Davido, alleging that Davido is a debtor and was owing her boyfriend IVD 4.5 million for part of the payment for a car that he bought from IVD. IVD immediately ran to social media and denied his babe, saying that David is not owing him a dime. Davido was so upset. He was mad. He filed a criminal petition against Blessing. I think she was about to be arrested. She had to tender a public apology and retraction of that her statement.
Officially want to apologize to OBO Davido. I'm sorry for calling you out. I'm sorry for hurting you. Everything where I talk, oh yeah, sorry.
And then she even took to social media to insult the fiancé, that he was the one crying to her that Davido is owing him. Imagine that. Before we proceed with this video, if you are new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your thoughts down in the comment section, and stay glued for we have so much more coming your way. Don't forget to grab a copy of our book, The Unbroken Spirit. It is a wonderful and resourceful guide to spotting harm, self-discovery, and rebuilding. It is a must-read for single and married people. So back to this video. You see what I always tell you people? You see what I'm always talking about when I speak to some of my odogus and the choices that they make? Now tell me why after that incident with Davido, a Davido or someone like him will ever want to do business with a man like IVD, who has a woman like Blessing CEO as spouse or by his side. You know, sometimes we complain that the wife that we married is not good enough for us, and then we end up going from frying pan to fire. Most of the stories that we cover here, if you can see all the traces, from Uncle Two-Face that left Annie, wife of his youth, and ran to another woman that is now alleged to be beating him up every day, to Uncle Frank that left Catherine, wife of his youth, and ran to another woman that he has now come out to be crying that he's sleeping with a younger man while being married to him. Now look at IVD, who couldn't make it work with his wife that has 5 children for him, he has gone to a woman that is messing up relationships and tainting his business identity for him. Let us be careful with the choices that we make as men and women. So, next, Blessing came out to social media only a few months ago, claiming to have stage 4 cancer, stage 4 breast cancer, and began soliciting for public funds with falsified medical documents belonging to a different person, a certain lady called Deborah. And although no criminal petition or action has been taken against her for this yet, that matter is still on. We haven't seen the end of it. After Blessing was busted and disgraced on national television, she went into hiding, deactivated her socials, and took a 1-week break, and then resurfaced with no remorse, no empathy. Today she would come with her cancer mode. Today will be cancer mode. And in the next post, she will come in her baby girl lifestyle mode. Next thing, she will post herself again in the hospital, all cancered up. And the next post that will follow will be her and her children doing TikTok challenges. People couldn't understand how Blessing could roll like this without any form of remorse. And now, only a few days ago, Blessing's CEO has been arrested and charged by the EFCC, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, over an alleged 36 million naira fraud incident. Now, when this news got out that Blessing had been apprehended by the EFCC, a lot of people thought that it was in relation to the fake cancer claims and the funds that she solicited from the public fraudulently. But no, this is an entirely different case of another incident of fraud. Let me take us through with how the EFCC reports it. The Lagos Zonal Directorate 1 of the EFCC, Ikoyi, on Friday, May 15th, arraigned a social media influencer and self-styled relationship therapist Okoro Blessing in Kiruka, also known as Blessing CEO, before Justice D.I. Dipeolu of the Federal High Court sitting in Ikoyi over an alleged 36 million naira fraud. Nkiruka was arraigned on a 2-count charge bordering on obtaining money by false pretense and stealing to the tune of 36 million naira. Remember that I had explained this obtaining money by false pretense in that video where I told you that it's what we call 419 in Nigeria. Okay, where you misrepresent facts, and it was upon that misrepresentation of facts that monies were released to you, or anything of value were released to you based off those misrepresentation. That's what we call 419. Now, this report says, at the commencement of the proceedings, the defense counsel, that's Blessing's lawyer, informed the court that the defendant, that is Blessing, had refunded parts of the money to the petitioner. So the lawyer is even admitting that yes, there was a fraudulent or a case of fraud, and that Blessing had started refunding her victim. I quote, "We have an application to make. The defendant approached the nominal complainant, who is the person that brought the case to EFCC, and refunded 24 million out of the 36 million. We are asking for a short adjournment to resolve the outstanding balance. The nominal complainant agreed that if the balance is paid, they can prevail on the EFCC to drop the case." He said, that's the lawyer said. So it's quite self-explanatory, but let me break it down for those who may not understand. Blessing's lawyer is saying that yes, there is an incident of Blessing obtaining 36 million naira from somebody, and that Blessing has started refunding the person. She has part refunded 24 million. Can you see that this lady is under intense financial pressure? You know, when you steal or when you lie, it's just like telling lies. When you lie, you need to tell another lie to cover up the lie you told, and now tell a bigger lie to cover up the lie you told to cover up the first lie. So that's what happens when you live a life of crime. You would always need more crime to meet up for the crime that you have committed. It is a vicious circle. It's a sinking sand. There is no end to it. A bottomless pit. So it's almost looking like this girl is under serious trouble that she had no other choice but to come with this cancer story to generate funds. It's not like she didn't understand the implications of doing that, but she's in such fix that she's not even thinking straight. So if one person is coming out to say that Blessing defrauded him or her of 36 million, now this is a person that is willing to go the EFCC route, willing to take it legally, willing to, see the end of it legally. What about those that are being pacified and are being cooperative or are being patient with her? Isn't it possible that there may be several other people who she's in this kind of financial mess with, whom she has maybe obtained money through false pretenses but haven't gone the legal route yet? So you can imagine the lifestyle. So this her lawyer is asking that please give us some time for my client's Blessing to refund this person she has defrauded. And this person is saying that if they get their money back, they will withdraw the case from the EFCC. They are not willing to continue with the prosecution if they get their money back. So what did the prosecution counsel say? The prosecution at the EFCC, the ones prosecuting Blessing for committing fraud. Let us listen to what they said. Responding, the prosecution counsel, S.I. Suleiman, stated that the prosecution was not privy to any discussion between the defendants and the nominal complainants. Meaning the lawyer is saying, I don't know what you're talking about. Whether you will have that discussion, I'm not aware of that conversation. The complainant here is the federal government of Nigeria, and we are here for arraignment. We urge that the defendant take her plea, as that is the business of the day. And the lawyer is right, because when a criminal complaint is brought before a court, it is not between the victim and the accused person. It is a case between the state, which is the government, and the accused person. If it's a civil case, I've taught us about civil cases and criminal cases. Civil cases are quanta wahala between two people. That one does not concern government. If me and you enter a contract now and I refuse to uphold my own part of the contract, that is a breach of contract. That is not a federal case. That's not the government's concern. So we can determine how we want to proceed with our own personal issue. But if it's a crime, fraud is a crime. And crimes are offenses against the government, because they know that it can lead to even bigger crime. It can erode the whole fabric of society. So it's the government's problem, not really the individual that was wronged. So that is why if somebody murders another person, the family cannot say, don't worry, we forgive the murderer, let them go. Or if somebody rapes another person, the family should not ordinarily be able to say, we have forgiven the man that raped our baby, he has settled us, let him go. No, because that rape is a crime and it is an offense against the government. So that is what the EFCC's counsel is saying here, that I'm not privy to that conversation. I do not have any business with the person that brought this case. A petition was filed before our office and we are acting on the petition. The person suing Blessing is the federal government. So whether she goes to settle or not, we are doing our jobs. Now, what did the judge say in response to these arguments by the defense and the prosecution counsels, respectively? In his ruling, Justice Dikbe Olu held that the defense and the nominal complainants can have discussions even during the pendency of the charge. It does not affect the charge. It does not affect the proceedings before the court. So the defendant will take her plea. Now, a plea here is the beginning of a case. Once a person who has been charged for an offense is brought before the court, is docked, put in the dock, that process is called an arraignment. So she has been arraigned. That's officially brought before the court. The first thing that kickstarts that proceeding is for the accused person to take her plea. That's to either plea guilty or not guilty. So the judge is saying, whether you people are arranging how to settle or not, it doesn't affect plea taken. So Blessing should step before the dock and take her plea. The charges have been read before her. She should answer before the court whether she is guilty or not guilty. Trial will continue. Whatever negotiations they want to have, they can go ahead and have it, but it doesn't affect the process in court. Now, what does the charge even say? One of the counts read that you, Okoro Blessing in Kiruka, between July 14th and July 17th, 2024. So you can imagine this case has lasted 2 whole years and Blessing has not been able to refund the money. You see, in Lagos, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, did obtain the sum of 36 million naira from Mrs. Ifenyinwa Nonye Okoye, under the false pretense of leasing a 6-bedroom detached duplex situated at Lekki, Lagos, which representation you knew to be false, and you thereby committed an offense contrary to Section 1, subsection 3 of the Advanced Fee Fraud and Other Fraud Related Offences Act of 2006. So, according to this charge, it is being alleged that Blessing either posed to be an agent or posed to have rights and access to lease a property that she does not have access to, posing to be a realtor or whatever she posed to be. But it was upon that misrepresentation that Blessing made that this lady, Mrs. Ifenyinwa, parted with 36 million naira to Blessing, hoping that she was paying for the lease of a property that Blessing didn't have rights of leasing. And then Blessing absconded with her money, leasing she didn't see, money she didn't see. The second count is similar to this. That's the conversion of that money that she obtained. So, how did Blessing plea? As the judge has told her, we don't care about that reconciliation you're doing. Enter the dock and take your plea. The defendant pleaded not guilty to the charges when they were read to her. Following her plea, Suleiman, that's the prosecution counsel, applied for a trial date and prayed the court to remand the defendant in a correctional facility pending trial. So, Blessing went ahead and took the plea as the court had directed, and the prosecution counsel asked the court that please remand her, let her go and stay in prison pending the next adjourned date. Now, what did her lawyer say about this remand request? The counsel to the defendant, that's Blessing's lawyer, however, informed the court that the defendant had only been served with the charge on Thursday, May 14th, and that efforts were ongoing to file her bail application. He therefore prayed that the defendant be remanded in EFCC custody pending the perfection of her bail conditions. So Blessing's lawyer here is arguing that Blessing didn't know of this upcoming proceeding until very recently. That please, instead of throwing her into maximum prison, which is what AFCC's lawyer is saying, put her in a correctional facility, that she should please be held in EFCC custody, which is a lot more sane than normal prison. So what did the judge say? Justice Dikbeolu granted the application and ordered that the defendant be remanded in EFCC custody. So, luckily for Blessing, the judge heard the plea and the cries of her lawyer, and instead of throwing her into prison, asked that she be remanded in EFCC custody. The matter was adjourned till June the 5th, 2026 for the commencement of trial. So in other words, as at the time this video is being shot, Blessing is and will be remanded in EFCC custody pending either the next adjourned date or the perfection of her bail conditions. Well, I just thought to bring this news to you, clarify the gray areas for those thinking that this has anything to do with the cancer allegations. We do not know what will come out from that one. Maybe something will. If anything does come up, be sure that I will let us know. As more and more information makes it out about Blessing and this roller coaster of crime, I will bring it to our notice. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. If you are new here, you are seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching us without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your thoughts down in the comment section, join our premium channel where we dish out lots of wise nuggets around love, life, relationships, and marriage. And of course, stay glued, for we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in our next one. For now, bye.